If your physique hasn't changed in months or years, this is probably why. Like, you're not plateaued, you're just not strong enough. And forget the influencers selling you the secret volume tricks or the secret diet plan or things of that nature. Your body just won't grow if it's not being forced to. And in today's video, my name is Peter Resset, and I'll be diving into the truth about strength and muscle growth. I'll also tell you why you're not actually training hard enough like you may think you are. And I also tell you exactly what to do right now to fix all of these things so you can get the results that you've been looking for. What people need to realize is that strength is the foundation. See, when I first started lifting, I didn't know anything about training for strength. I had one goal in mind. This was to look a certain way, to be in good shape, to feel good about the way I look, to be specific. And I was basically cruising at the same strength, the same physique, but I looked decent, so I was like, all right, this is good enough for me. Like, I couldn't really grow much, but I liked the direction that I was at. I like the direction I was at it, which is I'm in the gym, I'm working out, so that means I'm going to look good no matter what. But once I started shifting my focus to I want to be strong, that's when everything changed. And when I say strong, I don't mean I want to be the world's strongest man. I don't mean I want to break the next world record. I just mean I just want to be strong. I just want to train like a person who is strong. Once I shifted my focus to that, my physique went to a whole nother level. And some points that people need to realize is that you need tension to grow muscle. And strength is how you increase tension. So the stronger you are, the more tension you can actually implement to your training. And the more tension, the more muscle you'll grow. And all of this is fixed by just one thing. Just getting stronger. Once you get stronger, everything else comes together. Like, progressive overload isn't just a tip that people say, oh, make sure you progressive overload. Like, you've heard that term so many times that it just sounds like a catchphrase. Like, it doesn't really have that deep meaning. But you need to realize that it's the foundation of hypertrophy. Like, when you progressively overload, that's how you get every single thing to come together and get that look. You get stronger, you get the look you want to look. Every single thing just comes down to those two words: progressive overload. Like, most guys are doing 3x12, like 3 sets of 12 with the same weights every week and expecting different results. Like, you can't train the same and expect something different. You're just going to get the same results. This is how the body works. If you're not moving heavier loads over time, your body has no reason to grow. You're not telling your body, hey, we need to grow to accommodate ourselves to carry on more loads and more weight. You're basically telling your body, hey, we've been doing this, so we're just going to stay here. Your body has no reason to grow to get strong enough to lift more weight or build more muscle mass to accommodate more weight if your body knows we're just going to be doing the same weight. Your body's just going to stay there. And that's why a lot of people look the same year in and year out, and they wonder why. And it's because of just that one simple thing. Another thing is that most people train wrong, and they don't even notice. Like, think of it like this. You go in, you hit push, pull legs, or whatever program you're on. You maybe throw in a drop set, but the weights haven't moved up in months. You've been doing the same weights that you've been doing. Or you've been doing weights that you feel like, oh, I feel like doing 90 pounds today. You know what? I did 90 pounds last week. Or you might not even know what you did last week. You might just say, you just do whatever you feel like. But people, they don't go up. They use weights that they're comfortable with, because that's just what their body's used to. Their body's used to doing the same weights, so they do the same weights and they get the same results, but they expect the different outcome. And a lot of people, and I wasn't a stranger to this, they just go to the gym to chase a pump. They're there to look good, to take a picture, or just feel like they worked out. And that's the thing with a pump. You could be out of shape and still get a pump. it might not look the same as someone else who's like ripped up and get a pump, but it still feels the same. You still feel that pulsating feeling where your muscles feel like they're expanding, they're about to blow up. And a lot of people, they just train for that feeling. They don't train to attain that and keep that and look like that. They just train to feel like that. And you're training for fatigue, not performance. You're just training for your body to be like you're just training to overwork your body instead of training for your body to get the most out of each workout so that it can actually perform and give you back results such as strength, which will lead to building more muscle in the long run. Key mistakes that people make is they don't track their lifts. Like, I know people right now, I ask them, what did you lift yesterday? And they'll be like, like I did leg curls. And I'm like, how much? How much weight? They're like, oh, I don't know, but I did sets of 10 though. And it's like, how don't you know what you did, but you plan on improving it and getting better at it? You plan on growing your legs, your hamstrings, whatever it may be, but you don't track your lifts. If you don't know what you're, like, if you don't know where you're at currently, how are you going to know how to get where you need to go? Like, if I don't know what location I'm at, how do I know that I have to get home? How do I know what direction I need to take to get home if I don't even know what area I'm in? Just think about that in a realistic, like, perspective. You get lost, you're stranded somewhere. The first thing someone asks you when you call somebody like, hey, I'm lost, I don't know where I'm at, they're going to ask you, where are you at? You're like, I don't know. What street are you in? What is a landmark? All of these things, they need to know where you're at to tell you where you need to go. And the same thing applies with lifting. Like, you need to know where you're at currently so you can actually know how to get where you need to go. And another key mistake is that they're training too light. You go to the gym and you're training very light because it's comfortable. The body likes to be comfortable. The body loves comfortability and it thrives in that, but it doesn't grow in that. Those are two different things. The body thrives being comfortable because it's comfortable, but it doesn't grow. Nothing grows from being comfortable. And training too light is another thing. A lot of people feel like, oh, if I'm training light so I can be lean. I'm training light because I'm not training to be bulky, be big, be strong, or whatever. I just wanna look aesthetic. You can still train heavy and be aesthetic. Like, those two things can still go together. You just have to know how to train. And the best way to train is to just adapt your body to increase loads so you can actually get stronger over time. Another key mistake is people switch exercises too often. Like, you shouldn't be doing a different exercise every time you step in the gym. Your body has what I call an adaptation phase. You introduce a workout to it one time. Your body's like, what the heck am I doing? Like, what is this? Okay, it feels weird. Okay, but I see what I see what it's doing. I see what muscle is working. Then you do it again. Now your body's like, okay, I remember this from last time, but it's a little heavier this time. Then you do it again, like another day, like the next week. You do it again. Now your body's like, okay, I remember this. Now I know exactly what to do. Then you do it again the fourth time. Now your body's like, all right, like, we're getting stronger at this. Your body's adapting to the weight. Like, if you did dumbbell rows, all right, like, let's say you did dumbbell rows for your back. All right, you did dumbbell rows. We're just going to use that exercise. You did dumbbell rows. Let's say you did 50 pounds. And then next time you're in the gym, instead of doing dumbbell rows again and doing 55 or 60 pounds, you do barbell rows. And now you do it for 135 pounds. And now next time you're in the gym, instead of doing barbell rows or dumbbell rows, you do machine rows. Like, you're switching so much that there's no way for you to actually, like, progressively overload an exercise if you're switching the exercise. And there's no way for your body to get accustomed to it because you're switching so often. Your body has no time to adapt to the weight. And that's a main mistake that a lot of people do. Like, more people than I can count make that mistake every single time. Another thing is ego lifting with bad form. This one is probably, I was guilty of this. I was guilty of this at one point. I had terrible form, but the weight went up and I just thought, okay, like, I'll do it. Like I used to curl like 50 pounds. I mean, I can still do it now, but back then I was definitely not strong enough to do 50 pounds. But I would be throwing the weights up and basically ego lifting it because it felt like, okay, it went up, so I must be getting something out of this. And it's wrong, because you ego lifting is basically you cheating yourself from the success you would get from doing it the right way. You're basically cheating your own self and expecting a different result. And that's the worst thing about it, because a lot of people do it and then they look back like, dang, like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I'm working out, I'm showing up, I'm working out this many hours, and I'm still not getting any results. And it's because you're cheating yourself by not doing it the right way. Here's what to do instead. All right, I will give you a practical framework of what you can do and implement today or the next time you get in the gym that will help you see results in the next few weeks. I want you to pick 3 to 5 core exercises. All right, this could be whatever you want it to be, but it has to be core exercises. By core, I mean it can be something like, I don't know, like barbell curls. Like it has to be something that also has a carryover to another exercise. I'll give you some examples: deadlift, bench, overhead press, chin-ups, rows, and squats. And the reason I say these, I mean, these are just an examples. Like I can give more, but we'd be here for a long time. But these are basically my go-to. All right. Deadlift, bench, and squats, those are non-negotiable. Like those are the essentials to building muscle. Like you want a big back, get a big deadlift. You want a big chest, build a good bench. You want big legs, build a big squat. Like it's literally that simple. And all the ones overhead press, like you could also add that as well. Work on your shoulders and then chin ups, or you could do regular pull ups and then rows. You pick 3 to 5 core lifts, and this is what I want you to do with those lifts. It could be any lifts you want, as long as they carry over, they work on a very large muscle group, and they also have an implementation where you can actually increase the weights a lot in them. So what I mean by this is you can actually add more weight to them. For example, if you're doing, let's say you picked tricep extensions, that only works on your triceps, and you cannot add like 100 pounds to your tricep extensions. You can add probably like 30 pounds, but you can't add 100 pounds. But if you did something like, let's say, rows, you can add 100 pounds to your rows. Maybe not overnight, but this is what I mean. All right, so once you find those 3 to 5 core lifts, this is what I want you to do. I want you to build a logbook and beat your numbers every week. I'm gonna give you an example. All right, let's say we picked deadlift. All right, you're like, oh, I haven't deadlifted in X amount of time. All right, we start at 135. All right, this is week 1. We start at 135. Let's say you did 135 and it's like, wow, like a baby could do this. All right, good. All right, do 185 or 225. That's the starting point. All right, now you start at 225, week 1. You do that for X amount of reps, X amount of sets. This can vary from person to person. I'm not going to give you a number because with each person I work with, I always give them a different number based on their goals and based on their training experience. But for this scenario, let's just say 3. You did it for 3, and then you did a bunch of back off sets. Let's say 185. You did 185 for 4 sets of 5. This is just an example. This is just a demonstration. All right. Now your goal is to beat that number every week. All right. So you did 225 for 3. Now the following week, do 245 for 3. You do 245 for 3, and then you do 205 for 3 sets of 5 instead of 185 that it was the week before. And now the other week you do 265 or 275, depending on how you're feeling, for 3. And then you do 285 or 295, depending on how you're feeling, for 3. And then you do back downs. And now in this example, as you see, you started from 225, and then at the end of the block, since I like doing 4 weeks, I like going 4 weeks and then deload, and then another 3 weeks. The first week is always a deload, followed by 3 weeks of like progressively overloading and getting stronger. I build up to a certain weight, and then the next week, that's my week 1. I start right back, and then week 2, week 3, week 4, week 1 deload. All right, but back to the example, you started at 225, and then you ended at, let's say, 285. That's already 60 pounds. From 225 to 285, you already added 60 pounds to your deadlift in just one block. And that's literally just 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, you added 60 pounds to your deadlift. Now, the next week, I'm not saying it's gonna be every single week. I mean, every single month, you're gonna be adding 60 pounds to your deadlift. You might only add 30. You might only add 40. My point is that each week you're progressively getting your body to get used to each weight. So your body's getting used to getting stronger week by week with the exercise. And now let's say you hit 220, let's say you hit 285 at the end of the block, at the end of the 4th week. Now the following week, which is your deload, you can do instead of doing 225 like you did the block before, you do 235. Now your starting point is a little higher. Instead of starting here, you're starting right here. You're basically setting a new foundation and a new baseline for yourself each time you train. And this is the best way for you to train to get stronger, and your physique will follow the same way. This has to be accompanied by you focus on quality reps. Like, each rep has to be quality. You got to kick your ego out of the door. You have to pick quality reps, because this is what's going to actually build the strength. And all of this has to be accompanied by isolation movements. These are going to be used as your accessories, and this is going to help build that strength in the background. This is not the foundation. The foundation is what you do with your core lifts. The accessories help supplement it, kind of like supplements. All right, you got to go to sleep. You gotta take care of yourself, but the supplements will help you while you're doing that. It'll help you go to sleep. It'll help you make sure your gut health is in the right order. You still gotta eat good, but it'll help you as well. Same thing with accessories. They will help you build your core lifts, but your core lifts cannot be replaced by your accessories, because your accessories are just there to supplement what you're already doing. Once you get out the mindset and run a strength focused program and stick with it for at least, I would say, 12 to 16 weeks, that's when you actually see like your starting point to your end point, and you'll see it'll be a whole different person. I can 100% guarantee you that you will get stronger, look better, and just feel better just by sticking with it for 16 weeks. I would say 12 to 16 weeks. You'll see every single thing will change. And this is the mindset. This is the mindset I want you to have going into this. All right. You have to shift the way you think so that you can tackle this the way that you need to. You got to think of it like this. You're not a bodybuilder. You're a lifter first. All right. Your physique is a byproduct of your performance. So whatever you do in the gym, the effort you put in is the effort you get out. And when I said you're not a bodybuilder, you're a lifter first, is that don't think of yourself, oh, I'm a bodybuilder, I have to be this way. Every bodybuilder is a lifter. You can't bodybuild if you don't lift. But look at it in the perspective of, I want to be the best lifter I can be. Once you think of it like that, you can be a bodybuilder, you can be a power lifter, you can be a CrossFitter, you can be whatever. But you have to be the best lifter you can be to even be a bodybuilder. To even think of training like a bodybuilder, you just have to be a lifter. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, instead of thinking, oh, I need to lose 20 pounds, think I need to eat better for 3 months. And you will lose weight just because you ate better. I need to eat a healthier diet. Once you change the way you think about your goals come to you instead of you going towards your goals. You just have to change the way you think. Instead of asking, how do I look, like every week, just ask yourself, how much stronger did I get? Because the stronger you got, if you're following a good diet, sleep, and everything is handled outside the gym, the stronger you got, the better you look. And that's just how the math works. The stronger you get, the more your physique will help, because your physique is going to try to supplement your strength as well. And I can't emphasize this enough. You have to be consistent. Strength takes time, and so does building a physique. This is not something you will do and see results in a week. You might see results in a week. I'm not saying you won't see any results. You might see results in the way you feel. You might see results in the way you carry yourself, or the way the weights are feeling. But strength takes time. And it's something that you actually have to be consistent and show up each and every day and just do what you need to. Because at the end of the day, what you do today is going to help what you do tomorrow and the day after that. And next thing you know, you're basically where you want it to be. And the issue is that most lifters quit too early before they get where they need to, because they try to rush it. We live in a society now where everyone wants results like today. Like you want it like yesterday, actually. And the reason for this is why a lot of people, they get in the position where they start taking steroids or PEDs or performance enhancing like drugs and things like that, because they're not patient. They just want the results now. And what I'm trying to build you and give to you is something that you can do every single day for the rest of your life without any ramifications, and you can always grow from it without having to fall back on something or have to take a certain drug to get a certain place. All you have to do is be consistent. Like, stop overcomplicating it. Get strong and your body will follow. It's literally that simple. And I like to close this video off with a little challenge. Alright? Challenge to the viewer, you watching right now. And I want you to forget the mirror for the next 3 months. Just get stronger. Pick the 3 core lifts. Focus on them, 3 to 5 core lifts. Track them down, write them down. Write accessories that complements those goals. And I want you to follow that for 3 months. Just 3 months, and you'll see your physique follow along with you. The stronger you get, your physique will also improve. Your physique will start getting leaner, stronger, more ripped. Everything will come together. Make sure you log your lifts. Beat them every week. Train with intent, not emotion. Your intent in there is to get the most out of your workout. Your intent is to basically execute every single day. You leave your emotion away and you just train hard. If you do that, I guarantee you, your physique will finally start to change. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment below what you'd like me to post or how this video helped you. And I look forward to meeting you next time. Thank you.